So local solidarity is going to be our near future. That's my working argument. Well, the reason I offered to speak or give share some of our findings is now I'm more in the capacity of a youth researcher. Lately, I've been involved in a series of research regarding COVID, the pandemic, and how it is affecting youth and youth work. One is part of REY network, which I am the Turkish research partner. And we have done the initial phase of a big research, COVID and youth work. By the way, I'm sending the website here. This is 36 research members. When REY network started, it was only looking at learning mobility as part of the youth program. But it got larger. And now we are looking at innovation in youth work. We are looking at participation of youth in politics. And of course, we did something on COVID. The idea is to provide evidence to the practitioners like yourselves. And the second one is the Salto Solidarity, a series of research papers called Europe Talks Solidarity. One of my proposal was accepted, so I completed a research on local dimension of youth work. And I wanted to share those findings with you as well. 2 points. One is youth is affected from pandemic, and second is youth work is affected from pandemic. Now, about youth, I would like to raise 3 points that I want to start for discussion. There is more, but I have 3 in mind. One, how youth is affected is in terms of education and learning. This first point under education is all this time we have been campaigning, working for the recognition of informal and non-formal learning and youth work. But with the pandemic and closing down of schools, this is affecting young people because non-formal and informal learning is heavily damaged. Everybody is focusing on formal education, schools going online. The gap is increasing between the haves and have-nots. Lots of young people had issues with internet connection, people not having TVs in their homes. So everybody is worried about formal education crisis, schooling, and they are talking a lot about Matthew effect. Matthew effect is if you don't get your basics right in education, if you don't learn how to read and write properly in first year, it affects the rest of your education and career. Because if the kids can't get the learning basic reading, writing skills properly, forget about their rest of their education. But all the talk is about formal. I am warning, and we have to talk about informal learning and non-formal education. How do I mean? School is not only teachers and lessons. It's about the values. It's about competence development. Yeah, there were very interesting research in Turkey about kids playing in the street, and how much did we lose when kids stopped playing in the street. You learn how to lose when you play in the street. It's not PlayStation. You can't save and continue. You learn to negotiate when you're playing in the street with other kids. You learn to acceptance, the social code, coexistence, cohabitation. There are a lot of findings. This is practically informal learning. And this is gone from the lives of young people and kids because they are not going to school, they are not learning negotiating, they are not learning how to lose, how to compromise, team building, acceptance, self-worth. All these are gone. And these are the things they don't do in the class. These are the things they do 5 minutes before the teacher coming. You forgot your pencil and you borrow it from your friend. Yeah, that's sharing. You in the break, you're going to play football. And who's going to be in the team? How do you get into the team? Self-learning. and self-recognition. If you are not good, you accept this fact. Now that's gone. Lunch, who are you going to sit with? Are you going to share food? Are you going to see other people not having enough food, what they are eating? People with minorities backgrounds, they will not see the different food this Moroccan French is bringing with them and talk about it. They will not make each other listen to this music that they would exchange. So this is all gone. Yeah, everybody's worried about formal education, but that part is gone. And that's very bad. Informal learning is not damaged, it's gone. The second way is economics. Families are losing jobs, employment figures are going down, shops are being closed, and young people already suffering most from economics, unemployment rates and everything is very bad. But what we're forgetting is also seasonal and part-time working, which is a very important part of young people. Turkish young people, I used to be like that when I was younger, would go during the tourism season, work in touristic regions for little amount of money, but it would help us develop our language skills, the competence development, but we would also save money. Young people cannot work as a waiter, young people cannot work in a shop, young people cannot work in tourism. They lost their jobs. So we are witnessing, and most of it is unrecorded because they were seasonal or part-time jobs, but there is youth poverty is increasing. We have evidence that lots of young people like me and Eylem again come from work camp organizations, would work in winter, part-time jobs, teaching, playing guitar in the street, whatever, save money so they can go travel in the summer. They can go to a project, backpack, interrail, or work camps, whatever. So youth poverty is there. We are also talking about extreme poverty in some cases because lots of young people, not educated, were working paycheck to paycheck. They were getting money and they were eating. So we have evidence of child and youth hunger even, which we didn't hear in years. Yeah. And the third point I want to raise on youth is loss of social capital. So you have financial capital, which is money, and you have the goods, a shop, a car, that's also capital, but social capital is very important. Those are the networks. Those are the people you give a call. If you need something, you do something together. So young people are losing their social capital and some of them cannot even build it. And in societies, social capital is how you learn about a youth organization. Social capital is how you learn about a project. Social capital is how you find out about mobility opportunities because a friend knows a guy that works with Yan and has a project and looking for 5 people to go to France. But social capital is also how you find jobs. Social capital is how you join civil society, so on and so forth. So how is this happening is because they are locked at home and their time management is bad. They can't just go hang in a skateboarding park and meet people and get into this social capital. Universities being shut down killed it because lots of young people have to stay at home. They don't go to university. And for first year, transition from high school to university, for instance, is also transition to adulthood. This is where you develop your budget competences. This is where you develop your social skills and everything. But now you have to continue living with your parents, which means you can't party with your friends. You can't invite people over. You don't stay in a dormitory and these things. So social capital is badly damaged. Young people cannot build social capital. They are spending and losing social capital.